She doesn't remember that one night. The night she and he held each other, and a child began to grow inside her, a being unlike anything in this world. In desperation and fear, she decided to terminate the pregnancy, but things didn't go as she expected. As she prepared, the child inside her emitted a powerful radiant light, awakening ancient, dormant powers. Now, she stands at the edge of life and death, gun in hand, but unable to lower it. The only man she ever loved and who might save her watches her with eyes full of pain. One decisive moment could change the fate of them all. Are you ready to step into a battle of love, betrayal, and destiny? Sari'na woke slowly, as if surfacing from a deep, restless ocean. The room around her was cloaked in darkness, still and silent, save for the distant hum of a sleeping city beneath a sprawling sky, awash with countless stars. Her eyes, heavy and unfocused, drifted toward the vast cosmic canvas framed by the window Metronus, glittering below like a constellation made tangible. Memories fluttered faintly at the edges of her mind, elusive and fractured. The night she had spent with Marcus, the one and only night that should have anchored her soul, had dissolved into a haze, swallowed by shadows she could neither grasp nor recall. Instead, what lingered was a gnawing ache, a tangled knot of confusion and fear twisting inside her chest. Her hand moved instinctively to her abdomen, fingers trembling as they brushed over the subtle swell beneath her tunic. A strange warmth radiated there, but it was accompanied by an eerie glow-soft pulses of light that seeped through the skin like whispered secrets from within. The weight she bore was not merely physical. It was a burden woven with silent power, wrapped in a mystery that pressed upon her spirit with undeniable urgency. Marcus entered quietly, his footsteps barely stirring the stillness of the room. His eyes held a tenderness shadowed by a deep, unspoken worry and unyielding storm beneath a calm surface. He approached her slowly, the weight of the night pressing between them. Their conversation unfolded like a fragile dance, words weaving tension and hesitation. Marcus reached out, probing gently for the memories lost to Hera night that should have been their foundation, now shrouded in silence. But Sari'na recoiled, a fortress of fear rising in her voice. She spoke with a resolute edge, her words cutting through the uncertainty like a blade. If this child lives, everything we know will fall apart. The gravity of her declaration hung heavy in the air. Marcus didn't argue. Instead, his voice softened with careful patience, urging her to seek the hidden truths lurking beneath fear and doubt before surrendering to despair. His plea was not just for her, but for the fragile thread that bound their futures. The sterile chill of the laboratory wrapped around Sari'na like a shroud as she was guided toward the sleek medical bed. The room was a cathedral of cold technology walls, lined with gleaming panels, softly pulsing with an icy blue light that spilled over her skin, casting eerie shadows across her form. Machines hummed quietly, their displays flickering with data that seemed to hover between reality and something unworldly. She lay back, surrendering to the clinical embrace, feeling the smooth surface beneath her and the subtle pressure of instruments adjusting around her. A cool, detached calm settled over the space, yet beneath it all stirred a strange unease within her body. A sudden ache, subtle at first, then intensifying with unnatural urgency, curled through her abdomen. Without warning, a surge of radiant light burst forth from within her womba, shimmering glow that danced and flickered like a living pulse. The ambient hum of machines fractured, their screens jittering violently, circuits trembling as if recoiling from a force they could neither comprehend nor contain. The very air seemed to thicken, charged with an unseen power that resonated deep inside her, blurring the boundary between flesh and energy, science and the inexplicable. Without warning, a brilliant surge of electric blue energy erupted, flooding the entire laboratory with an otherworldly glow. The hum of machinery shattered into silence as devices froze, screens flickering out one by one. Around them, people were thrown back as if caught in an invisible tempest, their forms dissolving into shadows beyond the edge of the radiant vortex. Amidst the swirling light stood only Sari'na and Marcus, suspended within this ethereal storm. Sari'na's eyes fluttered shut, her breath slowing as if drawn into a deep trance. In that suspended moment, time itself seemed to fold around her, and ancient, cryptic memories began to flow through her consciousness, fragments of forgotten worlds, whispered secrets from a distant past, and the weight of a destiny far greater than she had ever imagined. In the depths of her trance, visions unfolded vivid, surreal, and impossibly ancient. Before her eyes rose the towering form of the gatekeeper, a cosmic deity whose presence pulsed with the weight of countless eons. Cloaked in shimmering veils of starlight and shadow, it spoke without words, its voice echoing in the very core of her mind. The prophecy was clear. The child growing within her was the chosen one, a fragile yet pivotal bridge between worlds unseen, the key to balance life and oblivion. This unborn being carried the power to either unite fractured realities or unravel them into chaos. A dire warning lingered beneath the vision's glow. Should she choose to end the child's existence, it would awaken an ancient adversary, a force long dormant but ravenous for destruction. Such a choice would unravel the fabric of the universe itself, plunging all into eternal darkness. Marcus moved with quiet urgency, activating a sleek device that emitted a soft, pulsating light. The technology hummed gently as it interfaced with Sari'na's neural pathways, coaxing her consciousness back from the depths of disorientation. Slowly, clarity began to return to her eyes, the fog of confusion lifting like a morning mist. He spoke softly, his voice steady but weighted with the gravity of their situation. The child she carried was far from ordinary. It possessed a power that transcended the natural order of fragile command over time itself. This ability had fractured her memory, erasing the night they shared, twisting reality to shield them from knowledge too dangerous to bear. Marcus's resolve hardened as he laid out their path forward. They couldn't face this alone. Together, they would delve into the mysteries surrounding the child, uncovering truths hidden in shadows and guarding it against relentless forces, determined to see it destroyed. Their alliance was fragile, born of necessity, but it was the only hope against the gathering storm. The silence shattered as the Zeltrax hunters materialized, sleek, formidable warriors clad in armor that shimmered with an otherworldly glow. Their bodies moved with unnatural grace, disappearing and reappearing in blinks of light, bending space itself to their will. Energy crackled around their fingertips, ready to unleash devastating power at a moment's notice. Sari'na and Marcus stood firm within the hidden stronghold, their breaths steady but hearts racing. Every strike they delivered was a blend of honed combat skills and cutting-edge technology, weaving a desperate dance of survival against foes who wielded both ancient magic and bioengineered might. Pulses of radiant energy clashed with kinetic blows, light meeting shadow in a brutal symphony. The battle surged with relentless intensity, neither side yielding as the walls around them trembled. It was a collision of worlds' technology infused with sorcery, primal strength, honed by science, all converging in a fight that would determine more than just their lives. Each moment was taut with tension, every movement a calculated risk, as they fought not only to survive but to protect the fragile hope nestled within Sari'na's womb. They scrambled aboard the sleek escape vessel, the hum of its engines, a steady heartbeat against the chaos closing in behind them. The air inside the ship was tense, charged with urgency as Marcus took the pilot's seat, fingers dancing over controls that glowed with cool luminescence. Outside, the relentless pursuit of their Zeltrax hunters blurred into streaks of light against the void. Amid the desperate flight, Sari'na's body betrayed hearth, sharp, sudden onset of labor piercing through the mounting stress. Graviture, the absence of it, added an eerie layer to the ordeal, as waves of pain rippled through her, each one folding into the next like the turning of a cosmic tide. The birth unfolded like a dream stitched from stardust and silence. The child emerged radiant, its skin shimmering with an ethereal glow, eyes reflecting a kaleidoscope of times yet to come and moments long past. That gazem, possibly deep and ancient, trickled through the very fabric of the ship, sending tremors cascading across consoles and warping the stream of space-time that enveloped them. In that fragile instant, the boundary between past, present, and future blurred, and the escape transformed into a voyage not just through space, but through the mysteries of existence itself. A sharp alarm echoed through the ship, slicing through the tense quiet like a blade. The Earth Alliance, suspicious and unyielding, had dispatched their elite task force hunters trained to root out betrayal among the stars. Their vessels closed in fast, sleek, and merciless, cutting through the void with calculated precision. Marcus felt the weight of accusation press down on him, the cold shadow of doubt threatening to sever the fragile bond between him and Sari'na. They were forced into a brutal reckoning where survival was no longer just about evading capture, but protecting the fragile life that pulsed between them. As the enemy closed in, every decision became a razor's edge. Sari'na's strength wavered, yet her resolve burned fierce, intertwining with Marcus's determination. Their fight wasn't merely for escape, it was a battle to safeguard a secret that could reshape the cosmos. Amid blinding bursts of energy and the relentless roar of engines, they stood united against a universe intent on tearing them apart. The ship drifted into a realm where reality itself seemed a rippling convergence point, where dimensions folded over one another, shimmering like fractured glass. Stars bent and twisted, colors bleeding beyond the known spectrum, as if the very fabric of existence was unraveling and weaving anew around them. There, waiting beyond the veil, stood the gatekeeper, an ancient cosmic entity whose form was both luminous and inscrutable. Its presence radiated timeless power, an intelligence that transcended comprehension, eyes reflecting the birth and death of countless galaxies. The air thickened with a weighty silence as it spoke not with words, but through a resonance felt deep within their bones. The message was clear and profound. The child they carried was no mere life, but the fulcrum upon which the balance of all things rested. This being was the key to a threshold between creation and annihilation, a doorway that could either usher in an era of harmony or unleash devastation untold. The choice lay heavy upon their shoulders: preserve this fragile hope and risk cosmic upheaval, or end it and face the certainty of ruin. Sari'na and Marcus stood on the precipice of fate, their minds a tempest of memories, fleeting moments of love, intertwined with the sharp sting of loss, and a fragile thread of hope that refused to break. The weight of their decision pressed heavy, each heartbeat echoing the uncertainty of what lay ahead. Torn between fear and faith, they reached deep into the core of their shared humanity, choosing to trust in the power nestled within the child's unborn form. It was a gamble on love itself, defiance against the shadows that threatened to unravel everything they knew. As the ship surged forward, plunging into the swirling maw of the spatial gateway, the child's eyes opened wide mirrors reflecting not only the endless cosmos but a fierce, unwavering light of possibility. In that gaze lay a promise that even amidst chaos, hope could endure, reshaping destinies yet unwritten. Sari'na and Marcus stood on the precipice of fate, their minds a tempest of memories, fleeting moments of love, intertwined with the sharp sting of loss, and a fragile thread of hope that refused to break. The weight of their decision pressed heavy, each heartbeat echoing the uncertainty of what lay ahead. Torn between fear and faith, they reached deep into the core of their shared humanity, choosing to trust in the power nestled within the child's unborn form. It was a gamble on love itself, defiance against the shadows that threatened to unravel everything they knew. As the ship surged forward, plunging into the swirling maw of the spatial gateway, the child's eyes opened wide mirrors reflecting not only the endless cosmos but a fierce, unwavering light of possibility. In that gaze lay a promise that even amidst chaos, hope could endure, reshaping destinies yet unwritten.